Hello everybody, welcome to another free.volous webisode. Well, I was sorting out my vanity and I remembered I should do kind of a brush rundown on some of the essentials. I have here this Real Techniques little stand, and you can see all of my basic brushes, and I'm going to go through them. I try to invest on really good brushes, so some of these are really old and you just have to find similar ones. I have here, this is the Sephora collection, this is the new collection, Pro Flawless Airbrush number 56. This is great for applying a foundation. It's really soft. It's thinner than a buffing brush, but it's equally as dense. So it's really good to apply cream foundations and liquid foundations. It's great to buff the foundation on the skin. And the new collection, about 2 collections ago I think, they started coming with these little things that you can keep your brushes safe in. If you use cream products, you know how grubby they can get really quickly. But these little protective sleeves are really good. And they can be used also to keep like this to dry, which is really, really good. So the next brush I have is a concealer brush, also from Sephora. This is also the Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush, number 57. Dense, really soft. It's great for underneath your eyes for applying concealer, and also if you have patches of blemishes, redness, or any kind of discoloration, scarring, hyperpigmentation. When you have those larger areas, this is really good to apply your concealer on those areas and buff it in place. Also comes with its little cap thingy. For powder, I don't usually apply powder all over my face. I like to keep some areas without the powder, and I like to set the areas where I apply concealer, so underneath the eyes, the sides of the nose where I get really oily, the patches of discoloration, blemishes, you know, and so I like to have this little one and leave the rest of the skin just with a little bit of foundation, a little bit more dewy. Oh, by the way, the powder brush is called a setting brush. It's by Real Techniques. Really affordable, and you can get it online here in Portugal. Also by Real Techniques is this. This is called the buffing brush. It was created to apply foundation, which is really good for too, but I use it as my kind of blending brush for my face. So when I apply blush, contour, highlight or bronzer, I tend to then go over everything very softly with a clean brush, and this is the one I usually use because it's smaller than most powder brushes. So I really love it. All Real Techniques brushes are really soft and smooth, really like them. Next is the Real Techniques contour brush. It's really small, slightly tapered, very dense still, and this one I use, as they say, for contouring, highlighting and for applying blusher. It's really good for those small precise areas, but still with that blurry effect that doesn't create a harsh line. I just use this for all of the colors. I just clean it on a tissue or something like that, and keep on using other colors. So really handy. Last but not least, for my face, this is the Real Techniques Detailer brush. It's really small, and I use it for applying concealer on any blemishes, smaller areas that really need it. Underneath my eyes, I like to use the thinner slanted area to apply right on the inner, right on the pouch here of my eye, and then blend it with my fingers. Also, if I'm doing some more precise face contouring for theatre, things like that, I use one of these. This is an eye brush. I use it mostly for eyes, and it has a smaller head than this one, and I can use it to contour with more precision and control the sides of the nose, underneath the cheekbones, all of that jazz. I can use one of these. These brushes I have two of them here. And I'm going into the eye brushes now. These are blending brushes and they can be used on the crease too to apply product. These are really good. You apply all over your base shadow and your colors, and then you go over with these little suckers. This is a MAC 217. It's a classic. This one is by Sephora, one of the older collections. Really good brush. Still own it, still love it. This MAC one is just a classic. Everybody owns one and it's really good. I keep both for my lid colors and for my blending. I keep two brushes of each, one for light colors or a clean one to blend everything in the end, and the other one to blend the dark colors. So that's the blending brushes. For all over lid stuff, I have two brushes from Real Techniques. This is the base shadow brush, and this one is the deluxe crease brush. So this one is kind of also tapered on the sides, but really fluffy, really good to apply shadow all over the lid. And this one is thicker. This was created for the crease, but it's too big for my crease. I have very small features, I need small brushes. Although this brush is really handy nonetheless, because you can apply all over color. I use this to apply usually lighter colors because it's bigger. Usually use lighter colors all over the lid, and good for blending also. And an added feature, it's great. Oh, powder, I didn't wash my brushes, sorry. Another added feature is to apply concealer underneath the eyes. Very good if you can't afford the Sephora one I told you about. Next, for detail work, I have three which I consider to be the essentials. This one is the hardest one to get. This one is a pencil brush, and this one is as old as Sephora in Portugal. So maybe you can find these at MAC, this kind of tapered, more stiff but still quite soft brush. But I can't find them very frequently, unfortunately. So you use it to smudge or to apply color right where you want it with a larger domed point or end. And then for smudging in smaller areas like underneath your eyes, or smudge a little bit of your eyeliner, I like to use this as the accent brush. It's really teeny, quite soft, it doesn't scratch your eye or anything. It's stiff, just to blend things around the eyes with a little bit more precision than the pencil brush. Oh, and these ones are good for lips also. Last but not least, this one is from one of the older Sephora collections, 2 years ago, something like that. They were on sale, so I've got 2 or 3 of them when they changed the line. And these also have the little caps here. And this is an angle brush. And this is a very fine angle brush, and these are the ones I like to use to apply gel liners. These are the ones that I think are the best. If you want to apply brow products also with some precision, like to recreate your hairs, this one is also really good. And that's my basic collection. Then what do I have here more? I also have a lip brush. I have 2 of them. I have one for reds and one for nudes, because I'm obsessive like that. And I like these retractable ones that just stay in there, don't get grubby if you forget to wash them right after using them. So this one is by Sephora too. It's number 60. I don't know if they still do this exact model, but they will have another one. And then there are a few brushes I'd like to talk to you about. This one is the blush brush by Real Techniques. Huge, super soft, super comfortable, love it. But as I said, I have very small features, so why do I need this one? This one is for powder. If I want to powder all over, or if I want to sweep any powder from my face. Dog. Okay, to sweep some excess powder from my face, to apply powder all over my face, I just roll it so that I don't disrupt my foundation. And also this is great for bronzer when you want to apply that golden glow onto your face. I prefer larger brushes to take on a larger surface of the face all in one, and I apply my bronzer where the sun would naturally hit, so in kind of a W over here on my forehead, a little bit on my chin. Dog. Another one I've previously showed you, it's the Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques. Great for buffing in foundation, amazing, really affordable, really love it. And the Sephora Mineral Powder brush, this one is number, can I still see the number, 45. If you like mineral foundations, I do love them, the powder mineral foundations. This is perfect to apply them. But also any kind of powders, it does kind of the same job as the contour brush by Real Techniques, although the contour brush is less dense. So you just have to be more lightly handed with this one. I wanted to tell you something about the Real Techniques kits. So some of the brushes you have to buy individually. That is, for instance, the Expert Face Brush, the Blush Brush, and the setting brush. So these ones you have to buy individually, but they have two great sets. They have others and special editions, things like that. I'm just talking to you about the ones I have. This is the core collection. So it has the buffing brush, the contour brush, classic foundation brush, and then the detailer brush. And they come in these little sets with this little case that you pull up, and you can close them down and travel with. Really handy. Another kit that comes with the same case is this one. This kit has the Deluxe Crease Brush. This is the brow brush, really good for brows when you just want to apply a little bit of brow powder without too much definition, really quickly, really good. It's far thicker than the other one I've showed you. The base shadow brush, the accent brush, and another brush I haven't talked to you about, which is the Real Techniques fine liner brush. It comes in the kit too. I usually go for the angled brushes, but this one is equally as good. It's just a matter of practice. And I usually use these ones for pinpoint concealing when I have those little blemishes that I want to correct, and just go right on the spot and use it with a little bit of concealer. Lisa Eldridge is the mentor of that technique. So this is the starter set. Really cool, I really like it. And these two can make your full face, no doubt about it. Other than brushes, what I really love and recommend, even if you're on a budget, think about this, is the Beauty Blender sponge. I thought this was gimmicky, but I gave it a go and I can't live without it anymore. Even if you apply your foundation with a brush and it looks really good, this will make it look better. If you apply a foundation with your fingers, this will make it even better. It's basically almost half the size when it's not damp. You just have to dampen it until it grows. It gets really fluffy, squeeze out the excess water, and it's ready to go. You can use it with foundation and cream products to blend everything together, and you can use it with powder, so you can apply your powder also with this.